My hair looks amazing. Hi, I'm Miriam, co-founder and COO of Keto Chow. Check us out at ketochow.xyz.
I'm Chris, also a co-founder, president, and the technical guy behind Keto Chow. If you're brand new to Keto Chow, we have a couple of products that we created to help make doing a keto diet easier. Our main product is a complete keto meal that you can customize to fit the macros that work best for you. We also have some electrolytes that are awesome.
We do this daily live stream to keep you updated on all of our Keto Chow happenings, to help us be accountable, stay on track, and have you with us on our journey. So thanks for joining us.
Yeah, even on vacation, right?
Yeah.
You're just putting on your earrings, huh?
Yep.
Okay, so hold on, let me adjust the angle again.
Yeah, I wish the light was better. You look amazing.
It's
I
like
look super shadow.
It's like it only wants to go. Oh my gosh.
Oopsie.
It only wants to make gross movements instead of fine movements. Whatever. Okay.
It's fine.
And then I sit back and it's like, it's way too high again. Right Family says, morning. Jennifer says, good morning as well. Hungry Heath says, hey, yo.
Hey.
Rhonda says, good morning, Bears. Shauna says, good morning, Chris and Miriam. Tanya says, good morning. Mimi says, good morning. Had meetings the last couple of days, so I couldn't hop on to the live chat. I got my sister to try Keto Chow, and she loves it.
Yay!
Placed her second order yesterday. Nice.
Nice.
Tanya says, yay for vacay.
That's right.
Which reminds me, I just got a bunch of emails from my mom about other potential places we could go instead.
Oh.
But I think we might stick with what we have planned. Let's see. Sonia says, hey guys, had blood work done this morning.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Oh, no.
She went to the vampires.
I haven't been to the vampire since Monday.
Yeah.
Kyle says, wow, way to be there no matter what where you are. Okay, nice top bun.
Oh, thank you.
Lily says good morning. John says vacation equipment. Les says good morning. Amanda says good morning from Texas. Eat some barbecue for me. Keto Dan says good morning, Bears. And Susan says good morning. It's actually been a pretty good morning.
Yeah.
Ruth got up and she cooked a bunch of hamburger for tacos this morning.
Tacos for breakfast.
Yeah. And it's a rough approximation of tacos because we have some low carb tortillas, but I think most people are just gonna put a bunch of meat with some cheese and sour cream and salsa.
And we
and
have sausage.
We do have a bunch of breakfast sausage. Yeah.
It's a breakfast.
I will be eating Keto Chow. I made 6 Keto Chows this morning because I'm like, well, I've got enough empty, clean blender bottles. I can make tomorrow's too and be done with making them for a couple days. So. Let's see. Susan says good morning. Yeah, Maria says I'm new. Good morning. Well, welcome.
Marcia.
What did I say?
Maria.
What the heck?
It's hard to see.
Actually, I think I might say Marcia, but I bet she's tired of the Marcia. She's like, shut up.
I don't think it's Marcia.
I don't know. We'll have to see.
I think it's Marcia. Tell us.
Okay. Mike says hello. Right Family says that sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay. The computer died. It just blue screened. It's gone. Hopefully it's going to pick up and say, oh yeah, hey, we're still going now.
Let's see.
I don't know. Anyway, so maybe we'll cut this short. But so we're going to go hiking. You're going to need to turn down your volume.
Okay.
And we're going to go driving up to a bunch of places and doing stuff. Man, it says it's still going. Now, what does the live chat say?
I have to sneeze.
You have to sneeze. That's what the live chat says? That's weird. Okay. There she goes. Anyway.
Carla says good morning. Mike says, well, okay, let's see. Stephanie says good morning. Right Family, good morning, Stephanie. Stephanie said, for lunch yesterday, I think she meant made 2 espressos and added 1 chocolate Keto Chow. Ended up with 3 shaker bottles.
Okay, I'm going to
try better than this camera.
Maybe. Well, it has just different lighting. Okay. Is it streaming now? It should be streaming, and it should still be streaming to the original one. That's a great angle on my chin. Okay, see, we're back. Wow, I dealt with a blue screen.
There we go.
So that's, LOL. I'm going to try something, and then the video dies. Well, that's the point. You try something, and the video dies, and then it's working again. And yay!
There's our people again.
Okay, so let's see. Kyle says best meal replacement shake ever I've had ever, and I've had a lot of different ones. Well, thanks, Kyle. Let's see. Sean says, try that again. Tony says you're now good. Keto Dana says hello again. Amanda says now you're back. Keto Dana says yes, and yes. Like, back again. Okay. Guess who's back? Back again. Shady's back. Tell a friend.
Okay.
And Shauna moved to YouTube. Well, and it was the computer that I'm using here, despite the fact that I just restarted it, totally blue screen.
It just said, no.
And with the streaming platform that we're using, Restream, if you connect up fast enough, it will continue the stream just right where it was. Now we're probably jittering a little bit because the computer's thinking about stuff. Anyway, it'll connect right up, and like nothing happened except for some buffering. But so I switched to.
Marsha. I'm wrong.
Yes.
That never happens. Congratulations.
I totally win.
Right.
Kelly says I agree.
We're glad you're here.
Kelly says I agree. Best shake ever. Rightfully says hi, Shauna. Jerry says good morning, Chris and Miriam. Going 7 days having Keto Chow ice cream as my dinner. Don't know if I should be concerned, but it's working. Well, that's fantastic. I would make mine into ice cream, but number one, I don't have an ice cream maker. Number two, I'm mixing up with extra virgin olive oil right now, so I'm actually trying to drink it as quickly as I can because it's not very good. But hey, there you go. Marcia says LOL. Yeah, usually I just murder names. Tanya says, question, how bad is soy or sunflower lecithin? And what is the high oleic version of that? Okay, so soy lecithin is they're extracting a portion of the oil, and it basically just makes it so that protein powders mix better with water. This is getting into the weeds, but have you ever taken a hot cocoa and you add water to it and it makes those clumps? That's because it's sucking in water so fast, it's forming bubbles, and it just doesn't mix very well. You add a little bit of oil to that, and it slows down how quickly the stuff mixes. You use lecithin, which is, again, part of soybean or sunflower oil, to slow down how quickly the protein powder mixes, and it makes it mix better. In Keto Chow, we're using sunflower lecithin. It just makes it mix a lot better. It also makes it so it's not quite as powdery and stuff like that. Soy lecithin does not have any soy proteins in it. Mm-hmm. And I'm not even sure what the fatty acid content is, but the short version is even if you're allergic to soybean lecithin is not something you should really be concerned about. We used to use soy lecithin in Keto Chow because that was what was on the protein powder we were using. But people were so uppity about soybean, even though it didn't have soybean protein. People were like, "Oh, it's going to make men grow breasts," and "Oh, it's going to do that." No, it won't. It's just a minuscule amount of oil, essentially, is what it is. But now we're using sunflower lecithin. High oleic sunflower oil is they breed the sunflowers. I don't know if it's genetically modified or if it's just breeding. It's essentially the same thing. One's just shorter than the other. But they breed the sunflowers so that they don't make as much polyunsaturated fat. They make more monounsaturated fat. The end result is high oleic sunflower oil has similarly high amounts of monounsaturated fats, just like olive oil does. Mm-hmm. The problem, what I don't like about high oleic sunflower oil is it doesn't have the amount of saturated fat that olive oil does. I like to refer to high oleic sunflower oil as olive oil for people who are afraid of saturated fat. I'm not afraid of saturated fat. I just don't particularly like the taste of olive oil mixed into a shake. It's actually not very good. So rather than high oleic sunflower oil, I would actually, if you're cooking, I would use olive oil or avocado oil, which is also bacon grease. But I prefer, based on the tests that I've done, based on the science I've seen, I try to get as much saturated fat as I possibly can because that is the stable fat that doesn't oxidize, doesn't cause free radicals, doesn't mess up your lipid system. And so I prefer saturated fat over everything else. So yeah, bacon fat, butter. And there's still a lot of oleic fats in bacon fat and butter and tallow and all that sort of stuff. Let's see. Okay. Johnny says, made Keto Chow orange cream ice cream with my new to me ice cream maker. So good.
Nice.
Floyd says, hi, peeps.
Hey, Floyd.
Jerry says, yeah, that sounds great. I made a lemon pistachio for the next 2 days to make into ice cream. Can't wait.
Nice.
Lily says, how happy is Miriam going to be when this science experiment is done? Well, I still go on and on about science, but it's a nasty olive oil week. We had no idea. Well, and the funny thing, yeah, I haven't talked about it at all. It's been interesting.
He's been less grouchy this olive oil week than the first olive oil week.
I wasn't really grouchy. It's just not very good. But it's kind of funny. We're here on vacation with my parents. My mom's like, so you can't eat anything? I'm like, well, I can eat anything. I'm just choosing not to. She's like, well, can you have that? I'm like, I'm only eating the stuff I ate the first week. Period. So if it wasn't on my agenda the first week, I have to maintain scientific integrity. It's got to be the same stuff for 4 weeks. But let's see. Shauna says, yeah, sounds good. Someone gave me an ice cream maker yesterday. Nice. Kaden says, I've had Keto Chow with high oleic sunflower oil. It isn't that good compared to virtually anything else I've tried. I mean, it's a solid C-, but yeah. Yeah, and the thing is, with Keto Chow made with olive oil would probably be, like a C. Compared to everything else, which is like an A+. Anyway, Layla says, that makes sense, thank you. Just says good morning. Rhonda says, best ever, more than a shake. It's so versatile. Having ribeye steak and eggs for lunch and chocolate peanut butter ice cream for dinner. Nice.
Yeah.
Let's see. Jerry says, LOL, Chris, I was going to ask you if you were being a guinea pig for a science project. Yes. Willingly giving yourself a fat source that doesn't taste good.
Yep.
Yes, that's exactly what's going on.
Willingly do weird things.
And the funny thing is, this the olive oil, the olive oil is better than the macadamia nut oil was that I did previously. That wasn't very good at all. Yeah. And the grapeseed oil didn't really taste like anything, although it gave me plantar fasciitis, which was no fun. Anyway.
Yeah, so don't drink that.
Maitreya said, just made it. Meetings. Yeah, except you were in Watch Autumns. I saw that.
That was before her meeting.
Oh, that was before the meeting. Okay. Right Family says, how long do you have left on your experiment? So today is Thursday, because I'm wearing my Too Crazy Keto shirt, because they're doing their live stream tonight,
live at 6:30
which
Mountain.
we may or may not make it to, because last couple of days we've been driving in the middle of that.
Well, you just drive, and I'll just get on there.
Yeah, and we keep on being in areas with absolutely no cellular
That's
coverage.
True. And those switchbacks, oh my gosh, guys. In Hell's Canyon, everyone was watching the road. The kids in the backseat were like, I can't not watch the road or I'll be sick. It was nuts. It was super pretty, though. I'm glad we went.
Yeah, but so we may or may not be back in time for Joe and Rachel's. Okay, so the question, how long do I have left? So today's Thursday. I have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, as well as today. So I've got 4 days left. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
You did start it on Monday?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So of the avocado oil, olive oil. And then I've got a week left of butter, which
so he's celebrating.
Will be a breeze. Butter will be fantastic.
Are you sick of the salmon yet, or is it?
No, the salmon's fine. Well, because I keep on adding hot sauce to it. Anyway, let's see. Caden says, thanks for doing the experiment in light of Ambro Hearn's lipivore hypothesis. It's arguably the most important question for figuring out how to feed humans. There you go. Deb says, good morning, Keto Chowers. Just said chocolate toffee, Keto Chow chaffles. Mike says, I think drinking the same flavor shake every day for a month would be like torture. It's not a month. It's only 28 days. Jerry says, the heavy cream angel on Chris's shoulder says, come back, Chris. Yes.
Make ice cream.
Shoulder angel. My shoulder angel. Look what I can do. What does that have to do with anything? No, he's got a point. Emperor's New Groove. It's amazing. Let's see. Mary Zott says, good morning. Getting ready to make my Keto Chow breakfast.
Nice.
Tanya says, I just won't take in seed oils in general. So I checked the labels like crazy and found traces of those in some keto snack products the kids wanted. Yeah, lecithins aren't really a big deal.
Yeah, and you can tell, like, if it's at the very bottom of the list, it probably isn't that big a deal. If it's at the top, like, we were at a gas station and there was a keto bar that I'd never heard of, so I got excited and looked at it. The very first ingredient was vegetable oil. Like,
which means soybean oil.
Vegetable oil was the first ingredient. I'm like, this is just oil? How did they make it into a bar?
So Linda says, how can an oil cause plantar fasciitis? That's a good question, and it's to Miriam's point. So soybean oil is very high in polyunsaturated fats. Mm-hmm. Polyunsaturated fats, instead of a saturated fat where all of the links in the chain are saturated with hydrogen, there are a couple places where there's a double bond. That double bond tends to break apart and oxygen gets in there. It loves to do that. Mm-hmm. That causes oxidation, which causes inflammation. So, polyunsaturated fats cause inflammation.
So if they weren't oxygenated,
oxidized,
sorry, I couldn't think of the right word, then would it be as big of a problem?
It still reacts. It still causes weird things.
Thank you.
And the thing about it is, historically, and still according to the American Heart Association and all those other people, you want to increase your intake of polyunsaturated fats because polyunsaturated fats lower the amount of LDL cholesterol in your blood.
That's the constant question.
Yeah, but the question is
why?
And this is my personal hypothesis. I have nothing to back this up other than what I've seen. Is the LDL lower in the bloodstream because the LDL, which is not necessarily bad, is getting used up to fight off the effects of the polyunsaturated fat? Is having LDL bad? Well, if you look at the actual data, having higher cholesterol, especially in older women, means that they die less frequently. Having higher LDL in younger men correlates with a higher amount of cardiovascular disease, but not necessarily more death. Because getting shot in the head will lower your risk of cardiovascular disease. So will a stroke. If you die from a stroke, you won't die from a heart attack. Guess what? People who have lower cholesterol die more from strokes.
I like it better when you say all-cause mortality.
All-cause mortality. Anyway, sorry. Okay, I'm off my soapbox. So anyway, so plantar fasciitis, polyunsaturated fats. So seed oils will cause inflammation. Plantar fasciitis is it's inflammation in the bottom of your foot. Mm-hmm. And when I did the experiment with a week of grapeseed oil, which is very high in polyunsaturated fats, my plantar fasciitis came back very quickly.
Which was the first time in like 3 years.
Yeah, since I started keto, I had not had any flare-ups with it. And it came right back. Okay, let's see. Cadence's macadamia nut oil is awesome, and the chocolate toffee and pumpkin spice gives it a rich undertone. Mm-hmm. I can't do it anymore. I had too much of it. Keto Ginny says, I was cold to me very toes Monday and came in, made a big mug of hot peanut butter chocolate, and was warm and so happy. Maitreya says, yeah, but then I had a meeting that just ended. I was late to watch Autumn, too, after the 8 to 9 meeting that went until 9:35. Rhonda says, yeah, sorry, for lunch. I was second place in the state for typing. Texting and autocorrect kill me. Yeah. I have to use a computer when I do these live streams.
Yeah,
anyway.
I hate doing that on your phone. That whole autocorrect.
Floyd wants to know, I know this is a private issue, but how's the bathroom situation? That's a very interesting question. My first week of olive oil, it was the runs. Then I started with butter. Not a problem. All of that went away, and it hasn't come back since. So, Maitreya says butter. Mike says, oh, well, that makes it better. Kaden says, my hypothesis is that butter is a substitute for giant ground sloth fat. Since there are no Ice Age megafauna for us to eat, butter may be the closest thing. Yes. Tanya says, ew. Rhonda says, did you get the macadamia nut oil on Amazon? Yes. Yes, I did. Because that was the only place I could find it. I think it was Piping Rock macadamia nut oil. Carol says, with weather getting colder, can you drink any Keto Chow warm? Yes. Or do you have to let them get cold first?
Nope. That's the secret.
Well, because I'm mixing up warm.
Then you don't have to let it sit cold because the warm will help it.
It dissolves.
Do its thing.
Yeah, so if you use warm water, first off, it makes it mix better. Mm-hmm. Secondly, it also makes it so you can mix it with butter. And third off, it means you can drink it immediately. So a lot of times people get like mad. Why do I have to let this sit overnight? It's like you don't have to. It just tastes better if you mix it up cold.
And you don't have to anyway. You can just drink it. But for some reason, it just tastes better overnight.
It does. The flavors, even if you mix it up warm and let it sit, it does. The flavors just get better. Let's see. Yeah, and with this experiment, unless I can't, I've been warming up the Keto Chow every time.
Yeah, but now you've got that mug in the car.
Yep, that's right. Tony says, I 100% believe we need LDL. Yes. Yeah, anyway. Jerry says, LOL about analogy, Chris. Laylee says, you can make it hot and drink it right away. There you go. Tony says, LDL and HDL aren't the culprits. Yeah, and it's a lot like the analogy I like to use is you see firefighters at a fire. Does that mean that firefighters cause fires? No. So you see LDL at the scene of inflammation and of damage to your blood vessels. Does that mean they cause the inflammation? One is cause and one is effect.
The problem is we don't know.
We don't know which one it is unless you can do a randomized controlled trial, which is very difficult to do. Yeah. So anyway, if you ask Dave Feldman, LDL is not the cause, it is the effect. And he has a lot of good data to back that up. Emily says, hi, Chris. Is there any possible way I can get credit for referring someone to Keto Chow who actually made a purchase but who did so without using my referral link? Contact our customer service people. Yeah, if it was the first time they made the purchase, probably. There shouldn't be an issue with that. Tell them Chris sent you. Carol says, have you tried using bacon grease? Everything is better. Yeah. Yes. I mixed up chocolate Keto Chow with bacon grease just to see if it would work. It mixed okay. When it cooled, it did separate because it's such a hard fat. And the problem was the bacon grease has such a strong flavor.
Yeah, if we would have sifted our bacon grease.
Well, even if filtering it, it's still going to have that.
Yeah.
I mean, if you used
Max
lard,
drank it. He liked it.
It probably would work. Yeah, Max drank it. He was fine with it. Anyway, Rhonda says, and that's probably why my plantar fasciitis is gone. I've eliminated those oils. Joe and Rachel, they like to talk about how they will only get Buffalo Wild Wings because Buffalo Wild Wings fries their wings in beef tallow. Whereas they used to go to, was it HEB?
I don't know.
They used to go to some supermarket that makes wings, but they fried theirs in soybean oil or peanut oil, and it would cause crazy inflammation.
I thought it was canola oil.
Either way, it's not a saturated fat, which is what you want. Shauna says, we are all facing mortality. The game is slowing it down. LOL. P.S. I could never eat a sloth. If it's cut up and it looks like a bunch of beef, and you would be amazed what you'll eat when you're hungry. Donnie says, flavor this morning was chocolate strawberry. Nice, mixed together. Rhonda says, yeah, I'll have. Oh, did I say Rhonda? Oh my gosh.
Said Donnie, like the guy.
Donna. Yeah. Says, yeah. Rhonda was below that. She's going to check Amazon. Jerry says, is there a too long didn't read answer as to why cholesterol in general is still shunned by the most physicians and health media? Go to cholesterolcode.com. We'll give you everything you want.
Website.
Yep. Everything you want to know. You can start off with just the tip of the iceberg, and you can just see how long the rabbit hole goes.
Life, though, right?
Yes, he did.
So there's a video on our YouTube channel, Dave Feldman.
Deb
but
says,
you could probably find other ones too.
Deb says, wow, lots of aches and pains. I have had magically disappeared since going back on keto, January 29, 2020.
Nice.
And cleaner eating with respect to bad oils and plantar fasciitis, too. Lots of non-skill victories.
Yes.
Floyd says, what?
I was just going to say, I think people are so consumed with weight loss.
They forget all the other benefits.
They forget about how awesome everything else is. The fact that your body is working properly, you don't need to have insulin a lot of times. It's just amazing.
Yeah, the non-scale victories.
Remember those non-scale victories.
Floyd says, I only drink my Keto Chow hot. I use it in my coffee and sip it slowly. I've never had it cold because I will drink it too fast. There you go.
Yeah.
Emily says, Did you think you would come out with a Keto Chow logo soup mug or coffee mug?
Well, that's a good idea.
We do have the, the stainless steel vacuum flasks, which can hold an entire meal of Keto Chow in them. So we've got
We
those.
actually have something coming out for Christmas. It's a collector's edition.
Yeah, but it's a glass. It's not a mug.
It's pretty though.
It is pretty. Tony says, love
Put
Dave.
your ice cream in for Christmas.
Emily says, thanks. It's like a milkshake. Ronnie says, me too. Had no idea. Ronnie says, vision is better too. Ooh, there you go. Marcia says, since Marcia is my new question, okay. My new question is, what would be the difference between me adding fats to other low carb or keto protein shakes? Okay, so the question is, what's the difference between Keto Chow and adding fat to other keto shakes? So the short version is Keto Chow is designed to give you a third of all your daily nutrients except the fat. Then you add the fat in. Most low carb or keto protein shakes are exactly that, a protein shake. They're designed to give you protein. They're not designed to give you the electrolytes, or the vitamins, or minerals that you need. They're okay to use once a day for a protein snack, but they're not designed to be a meal.
But you can add that to other things too. Like you could add just a protein to Keto Chow to get yourself more protein if you wanted. I'd just be careful with the ingredients and make sure it's good ingredients.
And we do have a thing called the base powder, which is all of the stuff in Keto Chow except for the flavored sweetened protein. And you could add the base powder to your low carb protein,
and then make it a complete meal.
And it would make it a complete meal. You will never see one of the owners of those other protein shake companies living on Keto Chow for
living on their product.
Yeah, living on their product for weeks at a time.
But that might be because it's not designed to live on. And that's the difference. Ours is a complete meal. Theirs is a snack.
So this is supposed to be breakfast. This is supposed to be lunch. This is breakfast and lunch. This is dinner. Whereas the other ones are just designed to give you some protein, maybe be a snack. We prefer not to snack, but there you go. Let's see. Linda says olive oil is safe for inflammation. But it tastes terrible. Well, so I would recommend avocado oil
has their own opinion.
It tastes terrible. So
we weren't raised on olive oil.
Yeah, but the flavor is so strong with something sweet.
Just saying.
Now, Caden likes it in his spicy taco.
Yeah.
Well, because that's a savory flavor.
And I think a lot of times it's culturally different than what we were used to.
Olive oil is terrible.
We were raised on bacon, fat, and butter.
Actually, I wasn't raised on bacon, fat, and butter, but I love it.
And margarine.
Yeah. Right Family says chocolate, peanut butter, and bacon would be good. Shauna says, nope, sloths would be cuddled, not eaten. Slothitarian. The thing is, you're thinking of sloths that are like the size of a dog. We're talking sloths that are the size of a cow. So
I've held a sloth before.
Have you really?
Yeah, in Mexico. It went like this and just cuddled up to me, and it really was just cuddly.
Said, leave me alone.
It just
want to go to sleep. Deb says, yeah, me too on the vision. Had to stop using reading glasses. Can see better without them now. Magic. Nice. Rhonda says the savory flavors probably taste so good with bacon grease. They actually do. They taste fantastic. He says, I like the way Dr. Barry says keto is not a weight loss diet. It's a fat loss diet. Yes. And it's not keto. It's the proper human diet. And the proper human diet is a fat loss diet. How about that? Way of eating. How about that? Rhonda says, yeah, I'm not even wearing them except when it rains for her glasses. Ida says, or Ida, says, hello, I just received my daily minerals. Excited, but I need to finish my magnesium capsules first. Okay. Sharon says, I will be getting my new blender today, so I'm eager to make keto ice cream.
Nice. Tell us what you think.
Hey, Sam, you guys need to eat. We're leaving in 45 minutes. Yeah, Maitreya says getting control of snacking is so hard sometimes.
It is
That's
so hard.
True.
It's such an emotional event every time.
Oh, I skipped this. Jerry said, I had a family member send me some unique Isopure protein powders recently. Apple pie, for example.
Oh, nice.
Would the base blend work well with you? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. As long as they're low carbohydrate. And the Isopure, I believe, all are. That should work really well. Emily says, I'm starting my own Keto Chow 30-day challenge. What blood test would you recommend to see the most progress?
I just get a baseline first.
Yeah, I mean, you could get a comprehensive metabolic panel, but the only reason I'm getting the blood test done is because I want to see exactly what it's doing to my lipid system. I don't even know that blood tests are necessary. I would measure yourself.
Doing the change. She's trying to tell the difference between
the two. And that's why I'm going back and forth.
But you could, if you wanted to do a blood test at the beginning and a blood test at the end.
Yeah, but
just
actually,
to see if it made a difference.
My recommendation would be to take a whole bunch of body measurements.
Yes, and
because those are probably going to change.
Scan.
Yeah, DEXA scan or BOD-POD. Cool. But you may not see a lot of change on the scale, but you'll probably see a lot of change in your body composition, which measurements and other things will probably...
And make sure that you're checking your electrolytes. Like, you should be able to be fine, but everybody's a little different, and so make sure you're doing electrolytes.
Yep. Matrice says getting control of snacking is so hard. Oh, yeah. Marsh says, oh, wow, thank you so much for the information. I'll have to try it. I know tastes are different, but what is your favorite flavor in fat? Chocolate with butter, which is what I'll be eating all next week.
Yep, any chocolate. I actually really like the chocolate toffee.
Yeah, chocolate toffee was, we made that just for Miriam.
Also, I like
and the pistachio.
Oh, I like the pistachio with butter.
Here's the thing. I actually like all of them except for mocha, and it's just because I think that coffee smells like burnt toast or burnt popcorn. So
the nice thing about Keto Chow variety is you can just have a different one every day or every meal if you want. Because then there's like, I'm sick of strawberry. Well, you don't have to have strawberry. You can have something different all the time.
And Sharon says, what about maple flavor? What you also can do is take the vanilla and add flavorings to it.
That's what's so cool about vanilla. So you can just throw anything in it. If you put almond in it, it tastes like cake. Birthday cake.
Birthday cake, yeah.
And you can put maple flavoring in it, and then it'll taste like maple. Put maple and some bacon in there. Maple bacon.
There you go. Saskia says, ew, margarine. Shauna says, cow-sized sloths. Lori wants to know, how do you deal with loose skin? There's a couple of ways to do it. Megan Ramos and Jason Fung, who run Intensive Dietary Management, have noticed that people who do their program and are using extended fasting or alternate day fasting tend not to have loose skin after they lose the weight.
Yeah, because you're breaking down proteins when you're fasting, and your body's going to be utilizing those. So yeah,
incorporate fasting.
It depends on how much you have to lose.
Yeah.
I know Joe and Rachel have talked about wearing like tight-fitting clothes when losing weight. Although I have a different opinion on that. Tight pants cause varicose veins, and I have had so many problems with my legs since my last pregnancy 10 years ago because of varicose veins that I maybe would recommend that.
Yep.
Unless they're like appropriately tight, like they're compression leggings, maybe. So that would be different.
You can also get surgery, which I understand is very painful.
I'm going to do that.
Rhonda says, Miriam, up until 2KK's June reset, I did keto because it made me feel good, and I have been on it for about 3 years. Now I'm on the weight loss train. It's not a diet for me, it's a way of life.
Yeah, that's how we feel too.
Tanya just said, I just realized you have your kids named Max and Sam. So do I. Great names.
Yes.
And Max's name is just Max.
Yeah, it's just Max. And Sam's name is Samuel, but he goes by Sam.
Hungry Heath says, I was told that the scale only shows how much gravity is pushing down on you. It's a measurement of your mass. Nothing else, but yeah. Lily says, chocolate with butter was my breakfast. My husband brought it to me in bed when he left for work. That's so nice.
Debbie, that was so nice.
Deb says, my favorite chocolate topped with butter is a drink, but for ice cream, it's banana with heavy whipping cream. That's,
I love bananas ice cream and orange cream and root beer. For some reason, those just make good ice cream. Oh, and anything chocolate.
Shauna says, I have too many hot flashes for tight clothing. You should wear like the flowing robes of the Arabs. Tanya says, I didn't know that, Miriam. Does that include yoga pants and leggings?
Yoga pants are totally fine because they're not constricting at all. I think the problem is when you're, like the pants I have on right now, they're super tight. Jeans, it cuts off circulation in different places, and that's what causes the veins problems.
Most self-respecting men don't wear pants like that. Anyway.
Oh, really?
Yes. Matrey says, ooh, I haven't made banana ice cream yet. The chocolate mint was amazing.
Chocolate mint is actually one of my favorites.
Tony says, ours is Maxwell and Samuel. Well, we better get off because our kids, we need to get ready because we need to leave in a couple minutes.
But thanks for spending the day with us. We really appreciate you. And it helps us to do better and to be better to have you in our camp. So thank you so much.
Yeah. All right. Bye, guys.